Welcome to the days today, February 18th, Environment and Sanitation Committee meeting. Thank you all for coming. I see who's here. Do a roll call. All had a chance.
I have.
Time as well. We're here to vote on that, and if you have any thoughts or things that need to change, or if they're
I didn't find any mistakes, but I was not at the meeting or something.
Right. Oh, of course.
But I just.
Nothing outwardly wrong, and also if anything's missing, it's on the Zoom.
Yeah, I
Watch
was,
the
yeah, I
video,
did,
yeah.
I had a question, and this is not directed toward the correctness of the minutes. I was a little bit, the item number 6, unfinished business about the bins. The garbage bins and the requirement, come June, that
Yeah.
everyone has to have a standardized bin. And it seemed to me that, if I read this right, one used to be able to order it online.
Correct.
That period has ended.
So basically, Otto had originally they ran their own storefront and deliveries. And when the city didn't let them raise the price of the bins, the first opportunity that they applied, because in the contract it said every however many months, every 6 months, increase the price. And if approved, you could do it. And the city said no, and they were like, then we're not going to sell them directly anymore. And they emptied their warehouse, pushed to New Jersey, and they are now distributing only through Home Depot, which is, I guess, enough. And then it sort of puts it on Home Depot to deal with delivery, which you can pay for or just go to a Home Depot.
And which of these sizes meets the city requirement?
Any of them. All of them, yeah. It's like 45-gallon or smaller is the requirement or whatever.
I thought they had to fit on their trucks.
Well, it's either these. It's a 45 and 35 and 25 all could get picked up by this truck that doesn't exist yet.
Right. Understood. Okay, no.
But it is annoying because they claim to me that the 25-gallon and the recycling bins would be available February 16th, and they're still not. Only the 35 and 45 are currently on Home Depot's site.
What are the sizes of the bins that you tend to see on
35 is the normal ones.
Freestanding homes?
35 is the normal ones. I mean, I have a 30-gallon is my non-New York City bin that I've been using this time for this long, and that's a normal, to me, trash can size.
And you know they're not available at Home Depot because
I've been checking, and I emailed them, and they replied to me, which is how they were like, they admitted they're like, we're going to fulfill older orders that weren't fulfilled later,
right.
And that Home Depot's gonna have everything, but I guess they're still a little behind on that.
Okay, and the little brown jobs are the 13-gallon.
Yeah, those are the little compost ones that you can probably also sometimes get for free.
Yeah,
I mean, we all got them for free.
Yeah, I think you
the
can
compost bins.
Yeah,
you could request them, but they also do sell those exact bins now alongside these ones at Home Depot.
I see. Okay.
Since they're gonna have all the official ones, but only the New York City Home Depots, so you can't go to Yonkers. You have to go to the one down at wherever in the Bronx.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's only the New York City one.
I did not know that.
There's one along the river, but there's a shopping center with a Target, and it's slightly inside outside. It basically looks like a parking garage, and they have it.
I have a quick question. Minutes are fine, but do you think we could add on E, when we mentioned the universal stormwater rule, where we did discuss whether we should do a letter or a resolution to address our concerns about.
I thought that was going to end up being a budget request that we'll make.
No, but I mean in the minutes, because we did a letter, we ended up doing the letter. In other words, and then we got a note from Julie saying we could do a letter because of timeliness, because of the budget and all, or whatever. But I think I would add a sentence to address the severe backlog. We did discuss pros and cons of a letter versus a resolution to address that. You know what I mean? Just to bridge what we did.
Mm-hmm.
What we're doing now. What we did. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just to add that to I. So I make a motion to approve as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Approve. Yes. Because we have people waiting out, but we have someone else to enter. Sparrow. We're gonna come back to chairperson's report, and we're gonna move on to do the SAPO application because people are here and we can do it and get it out of the way.
We should do that.
So why not? So whoever would like to tell us about that, they can raise their hand or unmute if they're free to.
Hi, good evening, everybody. This is David Correas, Executive Director of Outreach and MWBE Recruitment with the New York City Department of Small Business Services. We're collaborating with the KRVC on Monday, February 23rd, to do a business services outreach event. So our team oversees the awareness and building up awareness of all the resources that we have available to business owners who are looking to start, operate, and grow their business, as well as job seekers. And we're activating our mobile outreach unit to help bring services into the Riverdale neighborhood, right? When we talk about the Bronx Business Solutions Center, it's located on the corner of Fordham and Webster. So we're making the services more accessible to Riverdale storefronts and entrepreneurs by bringing in the mobile unit, service delivery on Monday. And, you know, KRVC has been a fantastic partner in helping us amplify awareness of the resources that we have to business owners. And we're looking forward to making it a robust event.
Okay, so this is what you submitted. So you filled this out. You answered all the questions, you know, no generators, blah, 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 blah. This is for how long? It's just one day?
It's for one day. It's for less than half. It's about for 4 hours. So I think we're setting up at 11 a.m. or we're setting up the event to start at 11 a.m. And I think we're wrapping up by 3 p.m.
Sounds good to me. Does anyone have any other? Yeah.
I was just asked to come from KRVC to also say that this is an event that KRVC has done other places in the past. Other events have been done on Johnson, and that, you know, this is a wonderful service for the community.
This is on February 23rd.
Yeah, coming right up.
Coming right up.
Yeah, that's why we got it, I think.
Right.
Right, and then is this good enough? Like, because we'll approve it, but it's not gonna go to the board. We already had the board meeting this month.
Well, I guess they'll say it was passed through committee.
Yeah.
And then at times, we've passed things that already happened at the full board just for paperwork.
Right.
Right,
You know,
but this will pass it enough.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, so
okay.
even though it'll have already passed.
Right.
It'll still get voted on.
Someone's voting on it before February 23rd at least.
Right.
Right, that's the principle. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, I.
Well, if there are no questions, I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All
Yeah,
in
I'm just
favor?
going to interject
No.
as well that we could send our recommendations from the committee and then follow up with the full board vote.
Yeah,
It will be after
Yeah.
the event, but we have to do it
right,
that
that's
way.
what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
So yeah, so that passes, so that is approved unanimously.
And
We
wishing
will
you good weather.
pass that on, whether it goes to the board again, I don't know. But I mean, you guys are gonna do it anyway now, so good luck.
Yeah.
Thank you. And tell your business network to come on out. We're going to have our agency's outreach team, the KRVC. It's going to be a great time, and we're looking forward to even doing more programming up in Riverdale in the next couple of months as well. So thank you all so much.
Mr. Correas,
Yes.
Mr. Correas, have you been in touch with our Economic Development Committee? The Constance Barnes Watson is the chair. Just because in terms of a network, she's got the network.
Beautiful.
I mean, of course, KRVC has a network too, but obviously, but
Beautiful. I'm a Bronxite myself, and one of the things that we're doing is trying to activate and work more with the community boards to understand what's happening within the community, any events, and even also being able to present on our business services, as well as our workforce services. We spotlight a lot the city's minority and women-owned business enterprise program to do business with the city of New York. So you tell us what you're looking for, and we're more than happy to be able to present and
oh no, I
collaborate.
think you have. I actually think your
Oh,
agency
beautiful.
has. I was
Fantastic.
just referring to this event in terms of getting the word out about February 23rd. If you would get in contact, you can, if you, maybe the easiest way is just if you could reach out to the Bronx Community Board 8 office. Farah, our district manager, happens to be on this Zoom.
She's raising her hand right now.
Yeah, and just to get it to the chair of that committee, and we can publicize it if it hasn't already been.
Will do.
Farah?
Yes, I was gonna say the same thing. We do a lot with Angel from SBS. We do walkthroughs to the community. And yes, as Steve was saying, reach out to our office and I'll share it with Constance. Any events, anything, we are on board.
And you can.
Yeah, Economic Development Committee
Yeah, well,
is
exactly.
really, really active. So it's a match made in heaven.
Awesome. Thank
Good.
you all so much.
Have a good evening. Thank you for joining. Thank you.
Good to see you, Tracy.
Good to see you. I'm gonna get off
Yes.
now. Okay.
Bye,
Good luck
Tracy.
next week.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye, Karen.
Hi.
That's right. That's Karen on Zoom. And Farah and Wilden.
And Tracy.
Yes, okay. So we're back to chairperson's report, and that's done. Done. So already printed it. The Better Bottle bill, as it keeps changing, has been reintroduced in the Assembly and the House. I put the right numbers on here on the agenda. And there was another organization that I found that already had a sort of just like letter of support, like a little Google form to just voice your support for it in general that I wanted to sign. I can sign it on behalf of the committee if everyone agrees with that. That is what we'd be signing on to, which is this text. And that's kind of an easy way to voice support. Since it's just in committee now, we don't need to be like lobbying council members to vote on it yet because it's not going to like the full city council vote or no state assembly vote yet or anything Senate. But otherwise, I think it sounds good. It's not the container thing that I know Rob had issues with.
Right.
It is purely expanding
It's not
the
changing-
deposit to more
It's not changing the whole
bottles.
system
Right.
of New York
It's
State.
making the deposit bigger and to more items.
And
What
more,
confused
right.
me, what confused me about the bill was at the opening where they talk about fraud. That in this bill, they're going to be doing something
Fraud
to counteract fraud. I was just,
in this?
yeah,
No, you're looking at the law itself.
the law.
Oh, all right.
No, not in that, the law,
Oh.
which is a lot of pages. Where is it? Well, it
I
doesn't
don't
matter.
know.
I mean,
I'll look it up. I want to look that up.
Yeah, the actual, I always like to look at the law, and I didn't see any comments about that elsewhere. It's just that they seem to feel that they're making an improvement to reducing fraudulent practices as it applies to this recycling system. They can go into it totally. I'm sorry.
So I'll look into that because I'm curious what they're. I imagine it's in reaction to something.
Yeah.
But I hadn't. I mean, the spirit of it is all the other things. I don't know what. I wonder what that's really looking at. Because right, I don't know what it's for.
Right, I'm just interesting. Interesting. I mean, obviously, for anything that cuts down on fraud and abuse.
Right.
Dan, if there isn't, I mean, I'm good with any approach, but if there isn't time pressure, why not append this to a resolution that's very brief and ask the board to vote on it, and then we just send it to our electeds, the 5 electeds, the 2 senators and the 3 assembly people or whatever we've got.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can be. No, it was just because it's even faster. It's like we could sign on to someone else's letter that they're already sending. Is what we.
No, I know,
here.
but you were asking before about the distinction between something just being our committee versus being a board.
Oh, we could just ask the whole board to sign on.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
true.
it's a
We could.
I mean, why not? If
Yeah.
there's no great time pressure,
No,
why not
I
do
don't
it
think
that
so.
way? We could still vote here for a resolution that simply covers this meeting.
Yeah.
And you're asking, instead of it being the committee signing on to it, it's Bronx Community Board 8.
Right.
Which it could be.
Yeah.
Which it could be, but then that would not happen till March.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think that's okay.
Cause they just kinda got back.
Yeah, they all just came back in, and this is just in committee now, so.
I found this, okay.
Oh.
An act to amend the environmental conservation law in relation to returnable bottles to direct the multi-agency bottle bill fraud investigation team to submit a report on findings of pervasive bottle redemption fraud in New York State and to repeal section 27-1018 of such law relating to the beverage container assistance program. And it's just that's the first thing you read, and I guess that they don't make any reports now, and someone will have to make a report. I just found that interesting.
I think I know why.
Okay.
It sometimes a statute in its original form
Uh-huh.
will actually cause the
Yeah.
amendment.
Hey,
It'll cause two different parts of the statutes, related statutes, to be amended, even though it comes and is passed at the same time.
this is a.
So it may have not been directly related to the bottle, which is an existing piece of legislation.
Right.
Maybe this was like sort of, we're gonna fix the bottle bill and update it.
Right.
And by the way, there's also that other thing where we have like a monitoring of the fraud in the program, and we're gonna do that too, and the legislature is doing both in the same
Right.
thing, because it's the same subject
Right,
matter.
right.
Saying that's a possibility. Where our focus is the. But I'd have to, you'd have to look at the whole statute.
Right, you're not going to hear it, you have to go back to what you've been talking about.
Well, it could be, it'll still be in there, that was only the thing.
I don't know what happened, but all I see is the emblem.
Oh, weird, I didn't turn off the camera, but. There we go, thank you.
Okay.
Weird. And that's the old camera. Yeah, I don't know.
It's okay.
It's still there, just so you know, the owl's turned off, so now we're on the backup camera.
And the voice is lower. Let me turn it up. Oh, something's happening.
Rebooted. So now we're back on those microphones.
Oh, okay.
Is that better now?
Yeah, it's better.
So there you go. Wow. Okay. Other things, for you want to read while we're doing other things, which was right. This was my email. This was what they said. This was them from like them telling me the same things about the cans.
Yeah.
I printed it for no reason. The cold is killing all the rats. So sanitation says there have been way fewer rat reports, and
That's it.
probably it being below freezing and single digits for 3 weeks straight killed a lot of rats and rat babies, or prevented rats from reproducing for a little while. So there'll be fewer rats for a little while.
Maybe fewer insects. Because there's always been these mild winters where they say, oh, you're gonna get all these.
Right, and it kills all the insects
It
that,
kills
off.
a lot of,
everything.
right.
Exactly.
But other things were reducing the rat population, we suspect, which had to do with more enforcement of.
Well, that too, and
different
I think
rules for
containerizing the
trash in
compost
bags versus
Yeah.
containers and stuff.
has already reduced it
Yeah.
a lot, yes. And I think compost did even more. As soon as you take it out of their trash.
Yeah.
The trash isn't attractive to them anymore. And yes, as Laura mentioned, last time we talked about the unified stormwater rule stuff, and we did send a letter, which everyone has a copy of and has seen, and I think was in the other minutes we approved, right? Was it already in here?
No, we just added something that we were gonna do a letter. That we had discussion about doing a letter.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, was this letter in the minutes, or it'll be in, I'll put it in today's minutes then instead.
The letter about the stormwater rule?
Yeah, no, it's what it wasn't.
Okay,
It should
so
be
it'll
in it should be in the old minutes, right?
Which one? It should be in today's or the
No,
or the
no,
old?
it should be in the old one because it already went out.
Well, right, but it went out after that meeting.
These are the minutes.
So
Oh,
the
okay.
minutes from January 21st
Yeah.
don't have it
Okay.
yet because they're from a time before,
Right.
even if they were written today.
Right. Okay.
So I'll put it. I mean, it's here. This will go into today's minutes
I think
instead.
Right.
so.
And that okay,
Okay.
that makes more sense, sort of. And then the other thing, right, is of course, as even Riverkeeper pointed out, they're now gonna like not, or they're trying to say that, greenhouse gases don't endanger people and repeal the endangerment finding.
It has been.
Right. Well, they're working toward it's still not.
Really?
Yeah, there's a process to repeal it, I think. It's more like they just said they want to.
I thought the rulemaking was done. I thought that's what the news report.
They finalized their plans to overturn it. I feel like there's still more red tape before it truly happens.
It was reported like by the newspapers for a couple of days, a week. They finally did it. They planned it. It's been in the works for years, and it's over and it's done. And the news reports speak now in the past tense about there were no guardrails on emissions, period, anywhere.
Which is ridiculous. And then equally, right, they keep trying to stop, wind and solar things, which makes no sense because in Australia, their electricity has gotten cheaper because of all the renewable energy they have.
Maybe the wind blows more and the sun shines
And their
more.
energy prices have dropped by a third. In Australia, they've dropped 30% since they've been investing in wind and solar across the country.
Wow.
Because they're not dealing with, they get so much, they've been adding batteries. I don't know. That was just the report that came at like the same time.
Wind and
They're
solar.
saving money now doing this. And we could be at that stage, but we are so far behind that.
I wonder if they also aren't building data centers.
But we're
like
behind.
crazy.
Well, right. But they pay 2.6 cents per kilowatt hour, and our average is like 17 before you even talk about the delivery, which is our issue with that Con Ed. Yeah. So it's much, much cheaper down there. But they also have like 50% of the homes have solar power. So
They may be sunnier.
well, yeah, it is too. Well, but we don't have adoption like that yet either. But that would be nice if we had incentives or rebates or ways to make that more affordable so that it could be more widely available. But at the moment, we're in a world that doesn't think that. So that's the end of Chairperson's report. That stuff will all be in the minutes. That's when I see stuff I print it.
New York's energy bills are one of the highest in the nation. Let me count the ways. Because I testify, I remember.
But it's the delivery
when they
too. They keep citing the 17 cents per kilowatt. We might pay 17 cents per kilowatt for the supply on that one line to the left. And then there's that whole other column of charges to the right.
We don't have the electric grid to support a lot of what the changes they would like to do. Even in sunny California, where they've gone very heavy into solar and wind, they had years and still continue to have rolling blackouts because they didn't maintain their grid of, you still have to maintain the backup when the sun don't shine and the wind don't blow. And all we have is what we have. When they closed Indian Point, they never had a plan to replace the 25%.
I know, they should have closed it. Made no sense.
It made no sense to close that. It's clean power,
Mm-hmm.
and it was 30% of New York City's energy. So we have, and I remember 25 years ago going and testifying and asking, what are you doing to replace that? And they had no answer. And that's when I realized it was just, there was no plan in New York. But anyway.
We could build another, we could build a new nuclear
plant. I paid my Con Ed bill today and having it be $800 for heat and electricity this month.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
You could talk all you want about Australia. What's going on? Obviously, there are policy problems here because
Exactly.
we could serve. We have windows. Our heat is down to 62 at night. We can't do any more. So, anyway.
And it's been insanely cold since our last meeting.
Yes.
Colder than I remember it being for that long here. Almost ever, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very sustained. Yeah.
But and it drops to like single digits every night for 3 weeks straight, and the snow just stays there.
We've never seen the snow stay this long.
But no, it's never does. It would get
true in other
it would
parts
hit like
of the
50
state.
degrees and rain and
Albany never
away.
loses its snow.
Oh, but Albany gets like another inch every day. It isn't that it's the same snow once that lasts.
Oh,
it's like 1 inch a night that just over the course of a month becomes all of that snow. But it's topped with like another little bit every single day. And they're just shoveling 1 inch every day. into the sides.
Farah, did the board get complaints about people not getting plowed at all?
So I'll include in the minutes for this month. Well, yeah, let's move on. Unfinished business, which is snow removal, our favorite thing. There's a list of at least it was like 311s, but I think it was just DEP 311s. So that won't be the sanitation ones of just like what people are or maybe it was by community board. And it listed like the different types of complaints of what people were 311ing the most.
I
I'll
see
include
that.
that. I'll pull out the community board 8 section and I'll put it
Mm-hmm.
in the minutes. Because it was kind of a fun.
We used to get that report monthly.
Right, but this is the first time I've seen it.
Years ago, we used to get it monthly. What was it called? You know, Karen, with the complaints, all different
I know.
categories,
It was a
And
funny
name.
name. Yeah, it was a funny name.
and we got it every month. And when I saw this, it brought back, wow, haven't seen this baby.
Yeah, so I'll attach that. Yeah.
All the boards, and you
Yeah.
scroll down, and I saw.
So I'll put the sanitation and DEP. Yeah, they're all in there. So I'll
Yeah.
pull out those 2 tables and
Yeah.
add them, or even all the community board 8 ones because it's fun to look at. And there's some overlap.
And noise
probably.
is always number one.
Right, of
Yeah.
course. But there's other things, it's other
It was
stuff too.
interesting.
And I don't know about the snowplow stuff. I mean, I think they did as well as they could given the circumstances and the way this was. And I mean, some streets didn't get done at all by me, but it took a while.
Yes.
And then for a very long time, every road was like 1 lane in the
Right,
middle
right.
of like snow.
Right.
But
right.
we're finally they're scooping it up. It's melting now.
But it was extraordinary. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was special. I don't know if anybody else got tickets or anything for that, but
No, thank God.
because that's something, and I still, if sanitation comes, I want to talk to them about. I feel like they should have slightly different rules for owner-occupied, like 1 to 3 family houses than apartment buildings when it comes to like how quickly you have to shovel the sidewalk.
They did seem to have at least the 2 in what you.
So the
said
2
around.
were if it ends in the middle of the night,
No, oh, okay.
it's
I
that
thought
you
it
get 14
divided
hours, but if it ends after
entities
7
with
8,
with 1 to 9.
no, that was with the
units.
trash stuff.
Oh,
For
sorry.
the snow removal, it's not separated, but I think it should be
Time.
because I feel like 4 hours from when it stops in the middle of the day
No, it's a good point.
is impossible for like an owner occupied. You have a single or even a 3-family house that the owner lives in and rents 2 floors of. The owner could not be home for more than 4 hours in the middle of the day regularly, and then would be unable to shovel in that small window.
I think that what it imply or what it suggests is that whether you live in a multifamily dwelling or a single or 2-family house, you just pay someone to do it, if you're not there.
Well, but if you don't know when, but it's also from when the snow stops. So it's like, what if you had to be at work at 9 and the snow stops after that?
You basically have a contract or at least an understanding with someone that they're gonna.
Everybody,
you're
like
not
even
there.
single families?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying.
You can pay like given 8 hours.
I
because
still
that gives
shovel
you the
my own
time
snow, but I get
It's
it.
not saying you don't shovel it, but it's saying like when you have to have it shoveled by.
I get it.
And I feel like the city didn't shovel every single street and sidewalk in 4
Within
hours.
4 hours, right.
So why does every single family house have to too?
Yeah, I think it's.
Whereas the buildings that have super, you could hold them to a slightly stricter thing if you want.
Paid staff.
Right, you have paid staff, so fine, do it in 4 hours during the day.
Yeah.
Makes more sense with buildings.
Yeah,
It
it's
seemed
tricky because,
slightly trickier for single families in a way.
but you do want.
Or even a parent is home, their kid is on remote day, so they can't necessarily leave their 7-year-old to go shovel. Within the 4 hours if they're stuck doing that.
Again, it's like.
Yeah, I think it's
about
a good
parents.
idea. I think it's a good idea.
So I wanted to raise it that it would be nice if they had that, like with the containerization, where they are different standards for buildings and
Yeah.
houses that you could give them. It shouldn't be the 4 hours seems so tight, especially when it was something like the snow we just had,
Sure.
where it snowed for a day and a half. But when it ended, it's like then the timer starts at like whatever time that is that you can't know.
Right.
But they don't want to talk to us. I guess they had never replied. We emailed them. I think already emailed them 4 times in the last
I would
month,
explain.
saying like, "Could you come to the next meeting?"
Okay, let me say Karen will back me up on this. But all the years that I was on the board and on ENS, which has been over 30 years, the supervisor for Community Board 8 never ever attended an evening meeting. Union rules, and that's why when I heard that he was coming, and he said, I was really surprised. We used to get, Karen, we used to
Yeah,
get,
the guy in charge, right? I forget his
right,
name.
right, there was someone for the Bronx, that was his job to go to
Yeah.
community boards,
Right.
sanitation, Iggy, remember Iggy?
Iggy, right. I'm sure that wasn't his name, but that's what we called him.
No, you're right, and then after that, because the person who was the superintendent, he would speak to me anytime. They were lovely. It was just, they don't go to evening meetings. Done. Never. And so I said, wow, that's changed, that he said he was coming. I never believed he was coming.
They claimed they were coming,
Unless they did away with the job, there are these jobs that sanitation goes to the evening meetings, community boards, represents sanitation, and it is not your superintendent, your daytime. So I'm not surprised that they didn't come.
Well, so they didn't reply, but that's fine. We'll talk to them.
But we need to keep inviting
we will,
a representative of sanitation.
Well, it was anybody, but he had offered. He had said.
Right, but I could, but I mean, that's what's.
And now they're busy. I get it. An announcement while we're on sanitation: alternate side parking starts tomorrow. So
Okay.
I mean, restarts
tomorrow. First time in a while, but tomorrow it's back for Thursday sides, if there are any Thursday sides. I imagine there must be somewhere.
Yeah, I think there are.
I don't know, ours are they do Wednesday, Thursday. Or no, it's Tuesday, Wednesday.
Mhm.
Are our
I
two
mean,
sides.
I would like to just be able to
But they're not gonna
discuss
be able to do our Tuesday side for a while. It's still snow.
the issues that were raised at the two meetings where people were getting tickets.
Oh, yes.
In other words, that's
Right.
why we want sanitation to come.
Exactly, because we wanted to talk to them about that, and we have wanted to talk to them about that.
Right.
And hopefully maybe people have given more information to the board
Actually,
about
it's
that.
not just this year, but it's last
Yeah.
year about the different the
Mhm.
process and the different.
Well, that's why I'll include the 311s. I want to look at those two to kind of see
Mhm.
how many of those are from 311s versus sanitation people driving by and seeing offenses and just writing tickets spontaneously.
Yeah, it was. It
and
was-
even for the snow, did they go around writing people tickets? They just did an enforcement through the area, or were they responding that they actually looking at 311s and going and which they did for by the nursing home, and they shoveled it and they ticketed them eventually. So they were responding to some like big ones. And they responded to something I complained about. Dog waste all around one apartment building and all over the snow, and they either came and shoveled it or they made the building do it because it disappeared. And they closed my ticket saying that they issued a summons. So I guess they fined the building. So it works. So if you see a lot of dog waste around an apartment building, 311 report it, because then they'll come and what's the worst thing that happens? They fine the building and the building gets their super to actually do it from then on. And then hopefully makes things better for everybody going forward. Or at least they make it better once. And you start out in a better place for the moment. Because I feel like it also is additive that once nobody's cleaned up, then people continue to not clean up.
Another sanitation, I don't know if I should discuss it now or under new business, but a sanitation issue came up last night in the Public Safety Committee. And that was abandoned, cars, trailers, commercial vehicles, and they don't have plates. And it was public safety. When they have plates, it's under the police. If they don't have plates, I said, my understanding is it's under the sanitation department. They come and they tow.
What did the police say to that?
They agreed.
No, that is true.
I will bring it up.
It's considered abandoned as soon as it doesn't have plates. It's immediately abandoned. It can be abandoned with plates after a certain period of time and a certain number of tickets. They'll first come and just ticket it.
So
and then eventually we'll believe you.
someone gave they said, these white campers, no plates on Henry Hudson Parkway East between 246 and 250th.
Yeah, everyone should 311 those, yeah.
Yeah, she said she had 311.
And give them to the office and we'll follow up with or Farah will follow up with sanitation department on those tickets on the 211 requests, because if they don't close them, if the car is still there, they can follow up then with the department and be like, why is this ticket still open? Like, why is the car still there?
Right, I mean, it took,
But they'll come eventually and tow it.
but it's much faster when they don't have plates, trust me.
Yeah, oh yeah, as soon as it doesn't have plates.
So that's what I said,
Yeah.
I said, I will bring this up just to make sure it hasn't changed, that's what.
And it really doesn't have plates, it doesn't just have like a rag
No, no.
tucked around the plate
No,
to hide it.
no.
I've been seeing that lately for people trying to avoid speed cameras and
Yeah, yeah. Well, all right, I will.
they take like a chamois and just kind of tuck it around the back of their plate. And I'll see that like hanging there.
All right, I will
So
get
if you
back.
see that, rip it off, throw it away.
I'll get back to the woman who made this complaint and.
Yeah, and have her.
Yeah.
Because it shows the specific address is
Yeah.
the keys. You have to be able to pinpoint it
Yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah.
So you can describe it too. Like online, you can put a number and then you can say on the northeast corner of this and this, so that when they get there, there's more of a. They won't just be like, we didn't see the offending vehicle if they go to the wrong place. Which at least online is easier to do. I mean, you can do it on the phone too. It's all the same. I'm sure they're just doing what you're doing.
So the office is gonna follow up with DSNY?
If they get through on one things, yeah. Yeah.
No,
Or something.
I'm talking about getting someone to come to the committee.
Oh,
We were
yes.
joking about
Oh,
it,
yes,
but
we will.
We got the
Yes,
history
we will.
of it, but with Iggy. But
Yeah, no, we're gonna keep inviting them. And when they're not as busy as they have
yeah,
been,
right.
hopefully they will come.
I'm sure they will.
And yeah, talk about that. Okay. I didn't look at the public responses, because the PDF is really large. But we got them like what, today or yesterday, finally. So when Karen has looked at them, we can talk about them.
I haven't looked at them, but I think I saw a couple of them which was the DEP that said that, you have to talk to
We
us.
support it, but we don't have money right now.
Right. The same answer as the last year, right.
Yeah.
And then I think we should like that for the next year, put the letter that we wrote, that should be a budget item. We should make that a budget item. Yes.
Definitely.
And so maybe we could get some more information and like spiff it up, like how much money they're talking about or how many more people they want. I mean, maybe they responded. I don't know. Anyhow. You would hope that they would respond.
Right, exactly. Well, we'll see. And then the other thing, which is listed under new business, and Laura wanted to talk about it, but is kind of the same, is the litter cleanup.
Okay, so, last month I had said that I reached out to the councilman's office in Woods, because years ago there was a special sanitation service that was kind of, some council people availed themselves of misspent money in other directions of this pot. So the response was from Jenna, the chief of staff for Councilman Dinowitz, was that they use ACE, which is a nonprofit that offers extra sanitation services and targeted cleanups. And I CC Dan because I think what we should do is invite ACE to our committee meeting to let us know what they do. Do they remove graffiti? What do they currently do? If that's okay with the councilman's office, because in the past, that group did come to an ENS meeting. And then we brainstormed sites and then went through the councilperson's office. Now.
Oh, so that you're saying like in the past, Dinowitz has funded ACE cleanups places where we've suggested and that's the way it's happened versus that's great, and we should definitely ask for more because we asked for funding for litter patrols and cleanup around the reservoir. And but
this is
goes
around.
But discretionary funding skips that. And that's at the end of the year. Farah is always like, "What things should we be asking for from our council members?"
We can ask
and we haven't had her request this in years. If it's a thing we could have been
But
requested.
it's like, let's say we had a site, like I recall we had a Step Street disaster.
It's like all during the year you can do this. That's
Okay, we called the
Right.
councilman's office and we
Let them know,
arranged, and they
Okay.
arranged to have ACE come out and
sounds
do a
great.
cleanup. It is, that's why
Yeah, they should talk to us. They should talk
Now,
to. And if it's
let
step
me-
streets, they should talk to TNT, who I guess has been keeping track of those a little bit better. Or at least last year they did a step street survey, sent people to every step
I
street.
remember there were like 3 committees that were supposed to populate that.
Right.
We were one of them.
Exactly. Yeah. And I did a step street.
We did.
And I reported it. And a year later, Department of Transportation got back to me saying that they acknowledged the defects and that it's on their list now for repairs one day. But at least it got an agency response, I guess, because there were a couple cracked steps on that one, and where like 2 sections have like pulled apart.
Right, so the name,
I feel like should be probably shored up. Whatever.
after Jenna said that, I asked Farah to check whether Councilmember Sanchez and Councilmember De La Rosa had anything similar. Because whatever we want mess may not be in
that jurisdiction.
Right. So what I was told was we're waiting to hear from De La Rosa, but that Sanchez said that she has at times used ACE. Not as regularly, she doesn't have it on a regular basis, but she can if we make a request and need something special in her district. And then there's another group called CEO Works. These are nonprofits, people employed, maybe they're previously homeless or had some issues, but they're very successful.
It sounds like a similar
Employment.
model to the Doe Fund, and that was for formerly incarcerated
Yeah.
individuals, right?
Very similar.
Yeah.
And what I think we should do is suggest places. I know Broadway has been a big issue with sanitation. Margaret Diller brought that up. We had that tour, the
Broadway Bridge area.
Broadway, yeah, the whole corridor
Right.
is an issue. We should look at
It's slightly better now because when they scooped up the snow, they scooped up.
all the that's great. But I mean, we should find out what services they do, how they operate, and then come up with some sites.
That's great.
Exactly, and people should see us and
I'm sorry,
anybody, please suggest sites.
And I like looking this way.
They're doing a podcast.
So
Yeah, exactly.
I think maybe it's good to have them come in, but I think that we should not be giving them the names. I think that it all should go through the office. You can't have 3 committees meeting with them and deciding where they're gonna go clean, you know what I'm saying?
I know, I think Karen, it would be the community board would contact, as in Farah, would be contacting the individual council member, and the council member would deploy ACE. They're the ones who have the relationship, and they pay for it.
Right,
That's
so
all be worked out, but like Jerome Park Reservoir, we keep getting complaints about dumping, littering, this and that. I would think we might really do a personal tour, even going around with the sanitation supervisor.
Or with parks. See, that's parks is the thing.
But it doesn't matter, it's
no,
garbage.
the outside of the reservoir is not parks.
Right. Garbage
It
is
belongs to the
garbage.
reservoir, except where it's Fort Independence Park.
And for the
Oh,
council
okay.
people, they care about parks
And
and stuff.
sanitation
It's
is
just-
responsible for all city property now.
I'm
for
sorry,
cleaning.
what?
Remember that was that it was a ballot measure that made sanitation more responsible for cleaning up any city property.
But this is in addition to sanitation.
Yeah, well, exactly.
This is separate from
This
sanitation.
is like one
They will,
time.
Yes.
What the council person does, there's an area of Johnson Avenue where she has ACE cleaning, emptying the garbage cans. They do this on a regular basis. We could learn more about what they do.
Because maybe
Well,
there should be a couple more regular things that they do.
Could
we
be.
don't
in that
know.
case. If
That's-
that's possible, that would be
Now that we
maybe
know the
good.
program
Yeah.
exists, we wanna tap into it.
Right.
I think.
I agree. That's great. Maybe I would love Ace to talk to us about what they do. because exactly.
Yeah, in the past, there's been maybe a similar model for graffiti where the council people's office would deploy people and we would just mention
I
it.
think it was
Yeah.
Wildcats. Does that
But
ring a bell?
now I
Eric,
think
from years
sanitation
ago?
department does it themselves.
Right. Wildcats.
If you report
Yeah.
it.
They did graffiti. They came.
That doesn't mean
you know,
they could do
maybe-
everyone as quickly as someone else could.
Maybe Ace or their
Maybe they do it, yeah.
maybe their process is not that they would come to a board meeting. You know, we don't know.
They might.
They might. Wildcats did. Again,
I don't
this was 8
All
years
right,
ago.
but that's it. Like, who cleaned the graffiti on like the side of Best Buy and that whole thing? You know, that is all perfect now. But that was covered, and the building's
It-
like
it
over
could have
87,
been Best
and it all
Buy.
did eventually get cleaned up. But it's like I don't know if that was sanitation finally or right. Like
It could have
Dinowitz
been
paid
Best
these
Buy. It
two.
could have been through a government agency. This is something
Like it got cleaned up, so it's like great, fantastic.
right.
We had been complaining about it and it disappeared, but I don't know how
Okay, so
what
what's
happened.
what's our next step with
I'm gonna
this?
ask Farah to reach out to Ace. I mean,
To reach out to
yeah, and ask
Jenna.
Yeah.
In other words, and would Ace be amenable with Jenna with or
Start-
amenable
Start
to
with
have
the
them
council
come in?
person's office to
Yes.
make sure that we're not like running
Oh,
around.
Jenna's at
Jenna
is it
Dinowitz's.
Dinowitz's office?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, start there. Like, would they
There.
be amenable to come in so we can learn more about what they do?
Yes.
And we then would offer sites, make a beginning. And in the meantime, I do believe around the reservoir, Karen, who's the council person there?
It's Eric.
It's
still,
Eric.
I think. Well, for this
No,
side,
it's a bunch of people, I'm sure. I don't know what the number, the actual lines are, but it's gotta be a bunch of different people.
Well, we
I
can
mean, Eric
follow
has
with
most of it,
Rosa.
and he would know.
Right.
It may be
She's
a little
just
early,
not
right?
Right. We could follow up with her. We heard from Sanchez that she would like to be involved when.
right, and I think she
needed.
touches on the rest. She might touch
She
on the
might
reservoir
touch on
too,
Okay, so,
like the bottom part and the east
So-
side.
right, so I think, a project for the committee this year is to,
But see, like
Like
if you look
this
at that
going.
line that they drew over there, saying Eric Dinowitz, they draw that around the reservoir. They put him all around it,
Right.
except the bottom there,
right,
where that's Sanchez. Is that
Okay.
bottom part,
yeah,
and then
This is-
across Broadway is De La Rosa only.
right,
Target is Sanchez's district, and the Marble Hill House is there. Weirdly,
okay, okay,
east of Broadway is Sanchez,
okay.
is where the line is down there.
Well, I mean,
Weirdly,
we have plenty of trash. So.
so come
and
clean it up,
it's-
please.
It's
Yeah.
more than sanitation, you
Mhm.
know.
That's why we can't dump the snow in the river anymore.
No, you
Well,
can't
there-
throw snow in the river because it's gonna be dirty.
Right, it's all the salt and it's the dirty. Well, but it's
It was
dirty
always
really-
dirty. It was always dirty from the street. The street is
Oh,
asphalt.
yeah,
Yuck.
that's true. You're putting the asphalt in there too.
Yeah.
Equally, they apparently can't use these like big like snow vacuum things that they use in like Canada because of the trash.
I know, that's such a great idea, right?
There's this thing like scooped it up and just like shoots it right
Yeah,
into the garbage.
Into the garage.
dump truck.
Yeah. Right,
Like,
right.
a giant, like
I
huge
found-
snow blowers, but apparently they get tangled with trash here.
So
when we
Canada's
tested them.
snow is somehow
Less trash.
cleaner.
Yes,
less trash?
yes, 'cause they don't litter as much as we do. I don't know.
Wow.
Montreal does better than we do.
Did I send that to you?
No, I just read it.
Oh, you read it,
Yeah.
okay. I saw that.
You saw it too.
I
Yeah.
saw it and I was like, wow. Listen, I just.
I thought that was funny.
I found this
It's like,
email
oh, well.
from Jenna. Hi Laura, thanks so much for reaching out. Just so you know, our office has funded an organization called ACE for the past 4 years that does extra sanitation services in the district as well as targeted cleanups. For example, they have a regular litter pickup and basket service route along Riverdale Avenue, but they also joined us once for a dedicated cleanup on Henry Hudson. Does this sound similar to what you are referring to? And then I got back to her saying, yes, we definitely.
That's
wanna
exactly what we're
explore
asking about.
that. Yes.
We were asking about that. Thank you.
Right.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. And exactly. Equally, we could suggest, more routine areas too. Like if there's like along Broadway, if that was humanly possible, or something. Because right, Riverdale Avenue does not have trash like that.
There was a
And
great,
apparently it's because Dinowitz is helping fund extra cleanup there.
yeah, extra collections.
And it makes a difference.
There was once a Green Street in one of those big triangles, but it was big, somewhere in around Sedgwick, and it had become a dump. And I remember they cleaned it up. And then sanitation took it over. In other words, but it was so bad.
It needed an
And the
initial
grass was up to
clean,
there, and it was, and the neighbors were
Interesting.
complaining, and we used it for that. So anyway,
So yeah, it would be nice to talk to them if that's.
Who maintains green streets? I just forgot.
usually civic groups or the
Oh.
Parks Department. Technically, yeah.
But if someone else adopts it or something, they will.
Usually they're adopted.
But otherwise, it's technically parks, any tree box, all trees and things like that.
There's only one that's DEP, I think, because DEP, when they put them in, they do it, but most of ours were done under parks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and street trees, but right, if it's a rain garden, like that.
Right.
Which we would love more of, but they don't want to put them in around here. Because of our rocky soil.
We can test.
Yes.
Right.
There are no cracks and rocks. Oof.
Right.
Okay, so that's that. That's what that is. Anything else? Any other new business for tonight?
No.
There may be some new business, and I didn't get the actual information yet. So we are. I work with the Federal Urban Water Federal Partnership, and they got some extra money to do a special project, which included the Hilltop project, which we were involved in as a community board and a committee many years ago. And so that project found places to put green infrastructure all over the amalgamated little corner. And so we also at that point located the Grove, which is next to Amalgamated, and realized that it was DEP's property. And they would not allow anybody to do anything in that property, which we were happy about. And we told them then, well, you should put a green infrastructure there. So they are putting a green infrastructure there, but I divert. So the conceptual design of erosion sites is being done. One site is in Fort Independence Park in the back, where the water is going straight down the hill, and it's all going with the stone dust is going straight into the drain. So I told them, get rid of that stone dust because there's a path there. They don't need that stone dust path. And let's just take care of the runoff that's happening. And so we had a meeting and hired a consultant. It's not a big grant. It's only like $50,000 to $100,000. And they have been working with us on putting together a toolbox of how to handle the erosion sites with green infrastructure. They're coming to the end of their contract, and we want them to go to the community board. So obviously, our first choice is to go to parks, which if we go to parks, then we should all try to get to the meeting so that we could see what they're doing. But if for some reason they can't make the parks meeting, because they have to go to community board 8 because community board 7 because they're also doing a big part of the project in along Marshall Parkway, across the street from Clinton, say. And so so they have to go to the 2 community boards, and their closing date is sometime in April. So they're running out of time. And so if they have to run out of time, maybe we'll bring them to our meeting and ask parks.
That would be great, yeah.
Because
I
it's
mean,
really an
whichever-
environmental thing. It just happens to be in parks, So it's kind of like,
So whatever is convenient or works better for the meetings, or if we'd rather
Right.
them come to our meeting, that's fine. That sounds good. Yeah,
right.
definitely.
And they also, we also were able to get them to do because they're like a consultant to tell us how do you do things even better than the rules that DEP have, because it's in parks, so they can make their own rules, And it's
Right.
it's very conceptual, it's not happening, it's not happening right away. It's it'll one day be a project. It may not be a big capital project because there may be tweaks, but it depends on what, what they come up with. The name of the
Okay,
company,
yeah.
the name of the company is Biohabitats, and they're kind of cool group. And I will let you know, Daniel.
Yeah, definitely. Let us know, and then right, they should talk to the office and Parks or us.
Yeah, right. I don't know what the situation is with the people. They couldn't make the Parks Committee date,
Oh,
So
okay.
do
Well,
that-
right, and that's then fine. And maybe they'll make
Yeah,
our
so
date,
like
whatever
just
that is.
do it to
We'll
us.
have some
Then
change.
we can just advise them. We don't have to, really take a vote or anything.
Right. But then we'll know what they're planning and think of too, which is nice.
Right, right.
Because I think, yeah, I mean, like this meeting, because February and March are exactly the same. I think our meeting will be on the 18th again.
Yes, right. Right. So it's enough time for them,
Right. On the 8 months. So great, perfect, thank you. Yeah, so otherwise, if there's no other new business, motion to adjourn?
Oh,
Adjourn
Second.
second.
I move to
All in
adjourn.
favor?
Yes, yes.
All right. Thank you for
Right.
coming, Karen.
Thanks.